What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we have a market watch for you guys to enjoy. Some things are finally cooling off, others are kind of going up, so we're going to look at both of what's going on. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it. So guys, if you want to help support the channel with no extra cost, please use the affiliate link down below. It costs you nothing to support the channel, and it's just a great way of doing it while you're checking out cards that you are always ready going to be paying for. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, we have Digimon from World Convergence BT21. So it's finally cooling off a little bit from that $30 mark, coming down to 21s, which is good to see. The deck isn't overly performing well, but it is starting to shine a little bit more and more at the local level, and eventually this should see some more competitive play as more and more support comes for it. I think once it has everything it needs, I think it'll be in a good spot. But for right now, it does suffer a little bit of draw disadvantage and stuff. Maybe that might lead to be some changes, especially with the new promo coming. Now taking a look here on the Europe side, looking like 14 to 16 euros, kind of definitely seeing some decrease, which is good to see on your side. Tai Kamiya still holding strong at this $25 range. The problem is this is the one secret for a basically budget-friendly deck at the moment, and with that consensus there, you're just leading into an expensive card. I do recommend making sure you get your copies, because as more and more support, which it has a couple more sets in a row getting, this is just going to keep climbing. So, and I hate for you guys to kind of be in that bad spot of going like, well, I should have bought this secret when it was 25. I just really hope you guys get it. I don't want you guys kind of just being like, well, I'm screwed. Europe side looking like 22 to 25 euros. Digimon, looking at for the participations, holding strong at this $11 mark. Digimon hype, definitely doing a number on this. Europe side looking like 5 to 7 euros paired to our 11s. Davis alts at least dipping down a little bit from that $40 hype. Now we're under 30 bucks, which is good to see. A lot of players definitely want to see these kind of cards come down. 14 to 17 euros as well. Now, Medusa SPs looking at $193, going, saw a little bit of a bump, but it looks like more and more cautiously people are willing to pay under $190 than they are to pay closer to $200 mark. Again, the deck isn't performing extremely well, so we'll have to see long term if it holds. Now taking a look, Europe side, 150 euros to 170 euros. Now War Greymon illustration pack, $12, going down a little bit. Make sure you get a couple copies. I don't think this is going to dip down far, but making sure you have a couple copies, because all it takes is hype and this thing's going to explode. Europe side looking like 13 to 15 euros. Destromon promo 094, 20 bucks, going up to 30s. Wow, this once this disappears, this thing becomes like a $40 card. Wow, welcome to the expensive Destromon promo. You have until October. Europe side 19 to 25 euros. Galactamon alts are at $18. At least it's good to see that for the BT21, it is holding strong at the $20 mark. Hopefully it'll cool off little by little. Europe side looking like 9 to 10 euros, which is pretty good for the Europe side. Tigeru alts are at $14.50, going down. Surprisingly, Hunters isn't popping off as much as players want to be playing it, it seems. It didn't seem like it did much at the store regional level this weekend. Europe side looking like 10 to 11 euros. Garnet Memory Boost, $11.50 and climbing. This was not something on my radar, really, to be honest with you. You know, back when it released, it was not that expensive. And then over the past, like, last month into this month, it's just exploded to $12 a pop. If you guys have extras from buying, definitely worth the flip. You know, 5 to 6 euros. Globemon Alts World Convergence BT21 are holding strong at $16, $17. I wouldn't sleep on this, to be honest with you. I would make sure I get a couple. If I want to be max rarity, the deck You better pick up a couple because this is going to go up if the deck kind of just climbs up in competitive play, right? Europe side 13 to 15 euros. Venmon Dimensional Phase BT11, we're at $3 a pop. Yeah, $3 a pop. If you have this in your bulk, definitely list it, sell it. Europe side looking like 3 to 1 euros. Marcus Damon alts are at $9.25 going down, which is good to see. Shine Greymon hasn't done craziness yet, but it's good to see it come down a little bit. 9 to 10 euros as well. Takuya's alts from BT21s are holding strong at $12. At least it's come down from the 16s that they were. So a $5 dip is really solid. Europe side looking like 13 to 14 euros. Examon X antibody alts. Good to see it come down more. It seems like Examon hasn't been really doing high in competitive level. DDG Evolution is still one of its bigger problems. Europe side 8 to 9 euros. Paildramon definitely climbing back up. It showed that green was nothing to scoff at, and it just, green Imperial Dramon is still a very competitive deck. They did not hit it enough to kind of, make the deck disappear. Your side looking like 11 to 15 euros. Lanamon rare pulls sitting at $39. Yeah, I expect this to dip down more and more. It doesn't seem like there's crazy buy-ins in the 40s, but hey, if it works, it works. Europe side looking like 28 to 31 euros. War Greymon X antibody rare pulls are at $44 to $47 going down, which is good to see. 44 to 47 euros. No buys on the Europe market. Crazy. Arrestramon release stamps from BT21, $15. Yeah, people are willing to pay it. The Hunter support is good. I think the deck has a lot going for it. Europe side 2 to 3 euros. Zafiga rare pulls, BT21. This is probably the time is now to pick these up. $30 is nothing to scoff at. Again, a lot of players were really worried this thing was going to be overly expensive, and it proved it wasn't. Europe side looking like 28 to 30 euros. Mirais from EX06 are $50 and climbing. You guys cannot tell me you guys are still Masta hyping. There's no way. No way. Don't believe it. Europe side looking like 43 to 50 euros. Magnamon BT08, $13 and climbing. Europe side 2 to 3 euros to 6 euros pretty quickly. Yeah, just hype for the deck in general. Chaos Volderarm is holding strong a little bit. Was on a down climb, starting to spike back up again. We're at $6.24 and climbing. Europe side 6 to 7 euros. You guys have a decent. Puppetmon Ace alts are bumping up a little bit. Nothing too crazy, small little bump, but we're at the $6.50 range. Europe side 5 to 6 euros. Cinderelmon or Cinderelmon, $20 and climbing. New wave of support is just what this deck is trying to push for. We'll have to see if it actually does something. 10 to 15 euros. Restaurant Superior Mode across time BT12s are $7. Yeah. Europe side 2 to 5 euros. Vidramon update pack 2024, $55, $70. Wow, this is just ridiculous. If you have it, just flip it. 30s, 35 euros. Shine Greymon across time BT12s are at least cooling off from that 13s down to 11s. It's going to take a long while before this thing probably gets back to like 5s. Europe side looking like 5 to 7 euros. You guys have it decent. Heroes starting to come down a little bit, which is good to see. A lot of players weren't a big fan of paying like 13s. So we're starting to get to 12s and possibly, 10s. So we'll just have to wait this one out a little bit. Just wait it out. Europe side 12 to 13 euros. Guilmon X antibody alts definitely saw a spike in the last couple days just because of the Magidramon hype, and this is just all it's doing is just causing, hype. Europe side 9 to 10 euros. Dino Beamon alts are at $66 and dipping down to 78. Oh, we're finally at 66. Can you get back to 30s, please? I don't want to be paying almost that much. Europe side looking like 33s to 40 euros. Leviamon up to 14s to 15 range. Man, this deck does not want to be ever cheap for its big snap crocodile or alligator. 25 to 31 euros. Violet and Boots alts are at 28s. Surprised there's not much support, but you know, ghosts do have future endeavors to coming through. 19 to 25 euros. Dorugamon, the promo, under $1. Wow. Europe side, $1.19, $1.22. Galacticmon Dimensional Phase starting to cool off. When the card doesn't show up in the deck, this is what happens. Europe side, 21 to 25 euros. Examon, Dragonic Roar, EX03 starting to cool off a little bit too, which is good. It's come down at least $6, so definitely wait this one out more and more. Eventually this thing should probably reach to $20, and then I would say snag it at that. 26 to 28 euros. Taikamiya rare pull, BT21s, $80. There was a listing a little bit cheaper, but yeah, it's just one of those cards that is just going to be expensive. 95s. Wow. Alphamon Oryukin mode ace, $25 going down, which is good to see. You know, starting the month off of April, like the 37s, 38s, now to down to 25 to 26 range. Pretty decent. Your side, 19 to 20 euros. Heavy Metal Dramon EX07, $10 to starting to touch $10, which is good to see. Hopefully we see a more and more trend down. Eventually this thing reaches the epitome of like $3. Your side looking like 5 to 7 euros. Pyramidimon is holding strong and starting to climb up, guys. So hype is getting there for Pyramidi. There is future support. So if you guys want to be prepared, make sure you have cards like this. 3 to 4 euros. Growlmon X Antibodies, 22s. Yeah, the hype is there. It's just Megidramon hype. Europe side, nothing. Wow. Mastamon Ace is $18 going down, which is good to see it finally fall down. You know, this thing being stupid expensive, I don't agree with. The deck is not competitive yet, and it needs a lot to fix. Europe side, 7 to 12 euros. Gaiomon alts EX04, holding strong in the $20 range. Guys, be ready for this thing to be expensive. Europe side, 5 to 10 euros. Dinomons are at $5, starting to bump up again. So just keep a watchful eye on this. You never know how this is going to end up. 2 to 3 euros. Wargreymon Blastace BT14s are up to 10s. Wow. 18 to 20 euros. Bielstar Ace or Bellastar Ace, $5 and on buyout. Crazy. If you guys have this, probably a good time to list it. Europe side looking like 2 to 3 euros. Victory Greymon alts holding strong in this $10 range. That hype definitely from the Medusa support. I just don't think this is going to long-term hold. Europe side looking like 5 to 10 euros. The Rugamon BT16s are at $1. Europe side, 2 cents, 3 cents. Wow. Etamons for the regulation battles, volume 1, holding strong in this $20 range. I expect it to fall down now. Europe side looking like 10 euros, under 8 euros and 39 cents. Then we have War Growlmon EX03, $1.80 to $2. You guys have this. This is definitely a move card. Europe side, 50 cents to €1. All in all, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the market watch. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.